Good morning, traders. Richard here, and a quick Ichimoku cloud chart market review of the Nasdaq Composite Index. We'll be looking at the Nasdaq 100 Index as well as the Nasdaq Equal Weighted and Nasdaq excluding tech indices to get a really big picture review of the market. As America and Israel continues their war in the Middle East, we still got a roaring bear market from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective. We're on our way to test the 22,000 downside support target. Next one, 21,834. And the one after that, 21,642. Will be interesting to see if we're going to get support to come back into the market at this point in time. You can see there how the turning line Ichimoku cloud became resistant, so keep an eye out for that particular level there. But waiting patiently to see if the market will start to find support in and around this old cloud chart support zone that we get back from November 2025. But the market's now been bearish basically since February, and we're going into another week of bearishness. Price action below the cloud remain bearish until proven otherwise. If we look at the Nasdaq 100 index, also sliced through a critical cloud chart support zone here at 24,575. That cloud chart support zone there of December. The downside targets on this one is 24,075 and then 23,939, and then the last one there would be 23,723. So these are downside risk targets if support fails to come back in at these particular lows. So these lows are critical for a potential rebound there. But if these levels, if we lose support at these lows here, then we're going to hit the 24,000 zone, this old cloud chart support zone from back in November. Market still bearish, Nasdaq 100 still bearish, price action below the cloud. Now for the NDXE, which is the equal weighted one, we also lost support here at the bottom in the cloud, still in bearish territory, now fighting for support here at 8,453. Downside risk is here to 8,410, as well as this old cloud chart support level of 8,332. So watching very closely to see if we're going to get support to come back in at these particular levels. But we could still see the downside risk target towards the old low year of November 2025. So just keep an eye out for that. But what the interesting story is, yeah, the equal weighted one gives an idea also that's bearish. So we've got the Nasdaq Composite bearish, the Nasdaq 100 bearish, the Nasdaq equal weighted bearish. And now the bad news is the Nasdaq 100 excluding tech was in a nice bullish phase, and then when the war continued, now sliced through the top end of the Ichimoku cloud, tried to rebound from the bottom in the cloud, only to be met with resistance at the top end of the cloud, and now sliced through the bottom end of the Ichimoku cloud with downside risk targets towards 5,844, as well as, let me just move this thing, as well as this bottom cloud support zone there, 5,818, and then we could still see this low being tested, this cluster of lows here, 5,702. So unfortunately the bad news is the Nasdaq excluding tech was doing very well for a while, and then it now just rolled over, is now back in bearish territory. So back to the composite, keep a very close eye out for this support zone to be tested back this November low, and any kind of positive rebound from these levels will then give us indication that we might be heading back up to the standard line, turning line, standard line, and the bottom end of the Ichimoku cloud. But so far still bearish on all four indices. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy cloud chart trading. Bye for now.